Do not become friends with a girl who has 0 friends and all she does is talk shit about her old friend group and her ex-best friend, because I promise you, you will find out why she has no friends. This video, we're gonna call her Underboob because that's all she posts on her TikTok and Visco. But basically, I'm from Calgary, she's a girl from Calgary, she was an online friend. This is why meeting friends off social media can either be a hit or a miss, because I hung out with her once and I realized she's crazy. The worst part is that I was friends with one of her ex-best friends, and Underboob basically brainwashed me to think that the other girl was like crazy, not a good friend, wouldn't be a good friend. So I basically cut that girl off. And then I realized that Underboob was the crazy one. A couple months ago, I was back in Calgary and I was going out with my best friend. So I decided to invite Underboob because she said she wanted to hang out when I was back in Calgary. She offered to drive, so she comes to my friend's apartment to pick us up. I was drinking a little because pre-game, I don't really drink that often, but my best friend made us mojitos. So yeah, my face got a little bit red. Literally the first thing this girl says, this is my first time meeting her, like 5 seconds after saying, "Oh my God, it's so nice to meet you," she literally goes, "Oh wow, your face does get red." I literally turned to my best friend because that's like one of my biggest insecurities, and she's like, "Oh no, like don't worry, it's not that bad, like it just looks like blush." If you're new here, my type is a sexy black light-skinned man, and my best friend was like, "Yeah, we have to go to this one club because that's where they're at." I was like, perfect, like I literally never go out, so I have no idea where to go. So we get there and it's like we were early, so it wasn't really that exciting. Underboob moved us to another club because she was not having a good time, I guess. And basically the entire night we were just going to different clubs and she was trying to find her friends, which like I really did not know that that was our plan, was her trying to meet up with her friends. So we finally get to this rooftop bar, I think it was Craft or National, and she finds her friends. And this girl doesn't even introduce us. We're just standing there. I feel bad. These people probably thought we were just like creeps, like following her, because she literally did not introduce us to her friends. Any normal person would be like, "Oh, I'm here with Josie and Casey, like I just met them tonight, we're going out, like blah blah blah." This girl is definitely the type to choose guys over her friends, because the way that she booked it to her guy friends and the guy that she was talking to and literally just forgot that she had came with us was actually crazy. I was not having a good night, so me and my best friend decided to Uber home early, and this was the most awkward part because I was like, "Oh, I think me and Casey are gonna go home," and she was like, "Okay," and I had to be the one to initiate. I was like, "Oh my God, it was so nice to meet you," and gave her a goodbye hug. But like if I didn't do that, she was just gonna be like, "Okay, bye." Like Underboob had posted a picture with me and my best friend on her Snapchat story, and literally on the Uber home, I'm checking my DMs and her ex-boyfriend is in my DMs. So I screenshot it and I sent it to her. I was like, "What is he doing here? Like, I don't even know how he found my Instagram." And she's like, "Oh yeah, like he DM'd all my friends tonight." I was like, huh? She was supposed to be our driver home, but she was very intoxicated and she wanted to leave with a man. So yeah, after meeting her that one time, I really realized that she was not my type of vibe, so I kind of just stopped talking to her. But the other day she unadded me off Snapchat, so I unfollowed her on Instagram. I feel like that's the normal thing to do. Then go onto my phone and I see a DM. It's like, "Girl, not you unfollowing me. You literally unadded me on Snapchat. Like, why are you being so dramatic? You made the move first." I could only see the preview of the DM, so I go to click on it and she blocked me, which I just thought was funny because this girl is like known for just going through friends. Clearly, she needs to work on herself. She's the girl that will choose a guy over you in seconds and needs the male validation clearly because she just abandoned us when we went out with her. Is it just me, or is it weird that this girl would go through my following and follow random people that she does not know that are like my friends? And some of them, like, I have not even ever met. They live in a different country. We're online friends off TikTok, and I know that she is going through my following and finding these people because, like, there's no way this girl could have known them. I just thought that was really weird. I was like, "Girl, you really need friends that badly?" I'm honestly really glad that she blocked me because I was able to rekindle my friendship with the girl that that Underboob basically brainwashed me about, because I know that that girl is a good person, and now we can just bond over our trauma of having to be friends with this girl. I'm a little bit scared about what Underboob might be talking shit about me now to other people, because that's what she did to me about my other friends. But you know what? I don't think she has anybody to talk shit to. She's running out of people. She also doesn't see a problem with talking to a man with a girlfriend because she thinks that she's better than everyone else. But I'm gonna let her get her karma one day for that. At the end of the day, you get to choose who you're friends with and who is in your circle. So just be careful, because people are not always how they seem on social media. And it's really scary when you meet these people, and like, obviously they can be very manipulative, but you just won't kiki with everybody. But I'm glad that I was able to rekindle with my old friends, so I guess this worked out for the best. This girl needs to leave Calgary because I don't think anyone there likes you.
My best friend is absolutely convinced that her boyfriend is cheating on her. With me. I've known my best friend for years, and even though she has so many amazing qualities, one of her fatal flaws is that she literally doesn't trust anyone. And this isn't totally her fault, because she's had a lot of guys in the past cheat on her, which has created really severe trust issues, but my girl has not worked through those. She needs to go to therapy, but hasn't done that. Now, I was always the single one in our friendship, and she always had a boyfriend. So when I started dating my boyfriend and she was single, she was not happy about it. And she was constantly getting upset with me for not spending enough time with her, or for always choosing my boyfriend over her. And it was just getting so stressful because I felt like I could never win. Then one day I had the most genius idea that would solve everybody's issues. My boyfriend's best friend is literally one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And also, he was really looking for something serious. I set them on a blind date and it went super well. And they started dating like a month after meeting. Everything was perfect. We were double dating. They were getting along. I thought that all of the problems were in the past, but no, I was wrong. There were way more serious issues to come. So she slowly starts to trust this guy, and I'm like, you know what? She just needed a good, trustworthy man to get over those trust issues. No, she needed therapy. Everything fell apart last week when my best friend showed up unannounced at my front door in absolute waterworks. I was like, girl, what is going on? And she was like, he's cheating on me. I was shocked. This man, he would be the last man in the world I would ever think would cheat. He is just the biggest golden retriever energy in the world. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. How did you find out? Did you read text messages? Did you walk in on him? Like, girl, what happened? And she's like, no, I found a hair tie in his car. I was like, oh, rewind. So are you saying that he admitted this hair tie belonged to a girl he was cheating with? Because a hair tie in a car can mean a lot of things. You don't even know how long that hair tie has been in the car. She looked at me like I was the dumbest person in the world. She's like, Kels, obviously cheaters aren't going to ever admit that they're cheating. He's trying to tell me that the hair tie belonged to his sister. I was like, okay. I mean, his sister and him live like 5 minutes away from each other and spend a ton of time together. So that is the most logical solution. I was like, listen, I know that a lot of guys in the past have done you wrong and cheated on you, but I really do think he's a good guy. I don't think he would do that. Also, y'all spend so much time together and he's always working. So when would he even have time to cheat on you? Really, I think the most realistic scenario here is that it was his sister's hair tie. But as I'm talking, I see her look down to my wrist and all the color drains from her face. I'm like, what's wrong? She just points and goes, that hair tie on your wrist. I was like, this hair tie? She's like, yeah. That was the exact type of hair tie I saw in his car. I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a blonde hair tie. It's like the most basic hair tie that every blonde girl has. And his sister's blonde, so I'm sure it is the same hair tie. I think a lot of people own this hair tie. I go to one of my friend's houses and I need to borrow a hair tie and she's blonde. This is the hair tie they give me. The blonde girls get it. And she starts losing it on me. She's like, why were you in his car? Like, why are you lying to me? I was like, okay, I've been in his car one time over a year ago. I was in the back seat. My boyfriend was in the passenger seat. I haven't been in it recently. I didn't leave that hair tie. I don't know what to tell you. And she looks back down at my hands and she starts losing it even more. She's like, what is that ring you're wearing? I've never seen it before. And I look, I'm like, what? Oh, it's the dairy ring that my boyfriend just bought me last week for our anniversary. If you don't know what a dairy ring is, the concept is absolutely wild. But whenever you're buying it, you have to show proof of ID and you can only buy a dairy ring for one person in your entire life. So for our anniversary, my boyfriend got me one to show his commitment to me and that he would never be able to buy one for any other girl ever. It was very cute. And my best friend starts jumping to the most insane conclusions. She's like, no, the timing is way too coincidental, and my boyfriend must have bought you that ring to show his commitment to you. I was like, I don't know what to say. I'm sure that my boyfriend can show you the receipt that he bought it. She's like, no, I don't trust it. Those things can be faked. He could have photoshopped it. I was like, how many Photoshop skills do you think my finance bro boyfriend has? My best friend told me that the only way that her boyfriend can prove that he's not cheating on her with me is to buy her a dairy ring. Because she said that whenever he goes and tries to buy a ring for her, he won't be able to because he's already bought one for me. I was like, you know what? That sounds like an amazing idea. I think you should do that because obviously he did not buy me the ring. And silly me, I think this is all just gonna blow over by the next day, but I was wrong because my best friend calls me and goes, I knew you were lying. My boyfriend's refusing to buy me a dairy ring. And he's telling me it's because it's too soon or that he feels like he's being manipulated in this situation. But I know the real reason is because he won't be able to buy me one because he already bought one from you. I immediately am like, I can't do that. I hang up because there's nothing I'm going to say to her to make her change her mind. And I immediately call her boyfriend. And I was like, okay, what's good? Can you just go buy her the ring, please? Please? And he's like, no. I was like, have you already bought a ring for somebody in the past and that's what's happening? He's like, no, I've never bought a dairy ring for anybody before, but I don't want to feel like I'm being forced into this because of her insecurities and her trust issues. I was like, I get it. I get your perspective. It's very fair. But this is really impacting me right now. And I need you to do me a favor. I need you to just do this so that she can get over this. I have absolutely zero idea what to do in this situation because my best friend's boyfriend is absolutely refusing to buy this ring. And my best friend hates me right now, is going around to all of our mutual friends, telling them that I'm cheating with her boyfriend. Truly, I'm lost for what to do because there's an easy solution and I just need to find a way to convince this man to get that ring.
Hey guys, get ready with me while I talk about why I no longer talk to my biological dad. Before I start, I just want to say this is not a sad story, this is a good thing, and I probably wouldn't be here today if this was not done. So if you guys didn't see my other video, basically I just talked about how my dad called my school and snitched on me for all these things I didn't actually do. So I ended up getting the most detentions and referrals at the school. So because of that, I was super depressed. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was so sad. Like, I just hated everything. I got my phone taken away. I just literally had nothing. I was 12, by the way. So he noticed that I was acting depressed, which, wow, you're such a good father for noticing that I was sad. Like, love you so much for that. I'm kidding, obviously. But one day he picked me up from school. It was after I served my detention, and then we got home. He brought me to his room, and we like sat like freaking professionally. Like, I don't know what the hell this was. Like, I was literally just got back from school and got back from my mom's house. I didn't notice that I had been acting like more sad. When I tell you, I dreaded going to my dad's house. Like, every other Monday was the worst days of my life because I had to go back to my dad's house. And some people were asking, like, why didn't my mom do anything? Well, first of all, I was so young, like, I didn't realize that it was like that bad. I just thought that moms were naturally nicer because my stepmom was also super sweet to me. The thing is, if I were to tell my mom everything that was going on, like, and we took it to court or whatever, like, nothing would really get settled because he wasn't doing anything like physically wrong to me. Back to the story, he asked me, why are you so depressed, when I was just sitting in his room with him. I was like, I'm not depressed, like, I'm usually happy. And then I was like, when I'm at my mom's house, I'm usually happy when I'm at my mom's house. And I told him, I was like, actually, I don't know. I just feel a lot happier at my mom's house. And that was like me realizing that. And no joke, he says, get in the car. I said, okay. So I just like got in the car with like whatever I had already, like on, like my backpack on my back. Like I didn't think I had to pack my belongings to go live at my mom's house forever. I didn't think that was the case. The way I'm telling it to you is exactly how it happened. There was no extra conversation. That was it. Unless my 12-year-old brain can't remember, that was exactly what happened. From what I just said, I'm sure you can assume what happened. He just took me to my mom's house, dropped me off, and that was that. Well, there was a slight conversation, and this, like, actually broke me. Like, I got out of the car, and I grabbed my stuff. I was just assuming he was dropping me back off because he was upset at me, and so I was like, okay, bye, I love you. And he said, no, you don't, and tried to shut the trunk while I was still grabbing my stuff. Like, bro almost killed me and killed my soul. Like, bro killed my spirit and almost crushed my skull, bro. Obviously, that's really bad, but what's worse, and this makes me cry just, like, thinking about it, is when he texted my brother, telling my brother he can't come back either. Well, actually, before I go on about that, my brother did have this phase where after I had gotten, like, kicked out or whatever, I didn't know what was going on. Like, my dad didn't text me anything. I thought I couldn't text my dad. I also had my phone taken away, and he still had it. Keep that in mind. My dad had my phone. My mom bought me the phone, though, so that kind of became a problem. But he didn't want me to come back, but he still had my phone, and I still had a lot of stuff at his house. So to let you know, my mom eventually got the phone back, but I never got any of my stuff back. So 5 years later, all my stuff's still at his house. Anyways, after my dad, quote unquote, kicked me out, my brother hated me. And I didn't know why. And I kept asking him. He wouldn't talk to me. He thought I was, like, evil. And then eventually my dad kicked him out too, or, like, texted him, like, just don't come back, like, blah, 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 whatever. And then my brother finally told me. Well, I was like, so why did you hate me so long? He was like, well, he told us you did something really bad, but I forgot. You forgot? So I literally have no idea what it could be that, like, makes them hate me so much. Because, like, not even a grandparent will reach out. Like, I feel like that's pretty bizarre. After my brother started liking me again, he told me that they just threw away all of my stuff, like, including my freaking money if he didn't steal it for himself, because I had, like, $300. They're like, I know you're lying, bro. I know you're lying. Like, 300. The craziest part is that the only time he reached out was texting my brother, not even me. Bro can't even work up the courage to text me. He texted my brother, and he said that our grandpa died, our dog died, and they moved to a $100 million house. Girl, I know he had money, but I didn't know he had that much money. And we did live in a really nice house, but it was nowhere near $100 million. Like, I know you're lying. And just so you know, I hope this doesn't dox me. Okay, I'm not gonna dox myself, but we lived in the same neighborhood as, like, a really, really famous YouTuber, not Mr. Beast, a different famous YouTuber. And I would always talk about, oh my gosh, can, like, I be in one of his videos? Like, he does stuff with neighbors a lot. Like, can I please be in one of his videos? And my dad was like, no, like, you're never gonna be famous. First of all, go look at my TikTok account. And second of all, when he said he moved to a $100 million house, he sent a YouTube video from that YouTuber and said, it's this one. And the video was called most expensive house in blah blah blah. And just for the record, after he kicked me and my brother out, a few years later, he became friends with this YouTuber. Like, friends with him. Like, there is a picture floating on the internet of them two sitting in, like, a Lamborghini together. Like, how petty can you be? Like, the revenge is crazy. So yeah, hopefully this YouTuber sees this video and sees my last name and recognizes it and realizes who he's friends with. I don't think they're bros. I think it was a one-time thing. Like, come on, bro. That's basically the story. The hardest thing for me is actually blaming, like, my dad himself, because I know he has a lot of mental issues and he, like, grew up not in a very good childhood and he suffers clearly from narcissism. So, like, I feel like I just can't really blame him. Like, I know deep down that he cares, and that's, like, what sucks, because I can't just, like, hate him, you know? Also, it really sucks not being able to see my siblings on his side, because we were really close.
I catfished my boyfriend to see if he was cheating on me. We were always on and off, but about a year into our relationship, things were going pretty good. And so for the first time, I comment on one of his Instagram pictures, and to my surprise, there's this girl that I had never heard about, and she replies, "She's the main character." What do you mean? Obviously, I confront my boyfriend right away, and he tells me that she's just a friend, and I ask him, like, why have you never talked to me about her? And I tell him that what she said is very disrespectful. It sounds like she's making fun of me, and that he has to choose, like, between me or her. Long story short, he picks her. But it just takes him a month to come back crawling. He says he never really liked her. Apparently, they were together for that month, and he says that he realized that actually he wants me, not her. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this guy one last chance. But I'm not stupid, so I decided I was gonna test his loyalty. So I create a fake Instagram profile, and I actually go full force with this. I even bought followers so that it looked more realistic, and I even bought, like, a burner phone number. Found a pretty girl that was unknown. So now it was time to test him and DM him. First red flag, he responds. I just sent him a DM saying, hey, I thought you were cute. I start talking as the girl, and never once does he mention that he has a girlfriend. And I'm like, okay, we have to go full force with this. Let's meet up. He doesn't have a car and he's still in college, so As the girl, I ask him out. I say that we should meet up and that I'm willing to go pick him up after class. He immediately accepts and he tells me, the real me, that he's gonna go out with his friends after class and that one of his friends is gonna drive him home. And I'm like, okay, sure, babe. Do whatever you want. He gets off class pretty late and I know that after about 2 hours, there's no more buses. My plan was that I was gonna make him wait for this girl for as long as I could, ideally so that he couldn't catch a bus. He starts texting the girl saying, hey, are you close? And I'm just making up excuses. At one point I just say I got pulled over because I was speeding for him. After all, he's obviously like getting pretty mad, but I don't care. And so it's about time that I give in, so I text him from this girl's phone number, supposedly. I say, I don't date liars. He doesn't know what's happening, so he just replies, hey, wait, what's going on? I just said, hey, this isn't the girl that you thought you were meeting up with. This is actually your girlfriend, and you failed. He tries to lie his way out, obviously, but it's too late. He walked home in the dark for 3 hours. Months later, he told me that that was the worst night of his life, and I smiled because actually, that was the best night of mine.